Hello, my name is Ben GLM, and today's video I would like to introduce you my editing process to go from this to this. At this point, this is not a photograph anymore. We will rather call it an image or a visual that is built up from someone's creative vision. The story behind this shot is so simple. I was running late to the train with my ex-girlfriend, and we were like 3 minutes before departure, and instead of going to the train, I just stopped, dropped my luggage, take off my phone, and took this picture. I was so in the rush, and I wanted the viewer to see this speed feeling in this visual. That's why it ended up to be edited this way. Let's dive directly into my favorite software, Adobe Lightroom Classic. Actually, Lightroom as something I love is the auto section. The auto section just gives you what the software analyze as being the good setting. I don't do auto, I just click to see what the software advised me. There is another tip. When you are here, instead of checking by yourself, you can be on top of exposure, check shift on the computer, on the keyboard, and then click exposure. You can do everything. Lightroom is so powerful. Shift plus you double click on this point, it will automatically tell you what they advise you. So here's like too much brightness. Also, I think the image is overly too bright at this point. So I will start with a radial vignettage. Most of my shot has this kind of vignette. Amount on left, midpoint on left, feather on right. Okay. Also, my favorite spot is the calibration color. So this slide, you need to be really careful when you play with it because it's like really powerful tools. I always toggle this, always bring a little bit. I don't like the noise. The sharpening is not important at the moment, but I'm just showing you most of the time what I'm doing. Okay, I want the glass and the sky a little bit like this. Yes, I like to be... The yellow line is important for me. But it's too much yellow on the train right now, so I'm not sure it's good. Okay, let's do like this. I really love this chill. But I will bring back the blue to the purple here. Because I want all the image as this calibration of chill, but just the blue, be back a little bit at blue. It's make it more natural, if I can say it, because my editing is really nothing but natural. What's more, let's bring a little bit. Yeah, I go down the highlight. Now, the shadow a little bit like this. Okay, so what is the before after? Yeah, you can see I want this part of the train be a little bit white. I like the blue, I like the white, I like the gray, but here is a little bit too much yellow. So I'm going to select the subject. I'm going to subtract the color of the train, the blue one. You can see here now it's disappear. It's not in red, so it means it's not inside the mask anymore. I'm going to refine to see where it can be better. Okay. I'm going to take off also some color from here. Okay. And what I like to do, because right now you see in red, what I like to do is to push to maximum to see where it's really affecting the picture. Okay. So now it's like kind of great. So what I want is to be more white. So I'm just going to lower down the saturation, and now the train. A little bit more white. You can see it's slightly affected. A little bit texture. So at this point, I'm quite satisfied with the result. It's not over edited. I'm not finished yet, but I'm going to do much more later on. So because I took this picture with my iPhone, the quality of the pixels are not that good. I'm going to open this file with a software called Topaz Labs Photo AI. This software is going to double the pixels in order to print it in wide format. Tomorrow I'm going to a French factory to print this image to 5 meters, and that's why tonight I am editing the new picture with you. So as you can see, the quality is not that bad. I'm going to try remove noise. I'm going also to upscale it. So now it's going to double the pixel. You can see now, instead of having pixel, I'm going to zoom a little bit more. Instead of seeing the pixel, you're going to see a clean number. I send it back to Lightroom Classic. The editing part I made before is not anymore on my file. What I love to do on most of my image is to isolate the subject with kind of easy feeling. I can take off the clarity, I take off the GAs, the texture, and you can see now the train is also really more popping. And I like this type of signature. Actually, I advise to not make the vignette from here, but from here, because you have like total control of it. For example, the vignette will always be in the middle, but you can see here, I am more on the left. But with this, I can slightly put it on the side, and then the vignettage will be only on the train. Okay, so now I invert it. We can see now the vignettage is only inside, and here it is. Okay, I am satisfied. I will just play a little bit with the chill at the end. Up. Okay, I'm satisfied. So I export the file in JPEG on my desktop, quality 100. And now I'm done with Lightroom Classic. So I'm going to launch it in Adobe Photoshop 2025. Okay, first thing first, when you want to apply a radial blur filter, you need to separate the background and the foreground. So you can use any tool you like. For me, I like this selection tool. One click, you can get all the elements in your selection. I just check if there is no, for example, here there is like some artifact, but it's like easily. Okay, here I can see there is like a mistake. It's not always perfect, it's just like gives you a good starting point. And here too, you can see he missed. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is to cut, paste on top. So right now you can see I only have my subject. I double check if there is no issue. It's okay for me. It's okay for me. So in order to not have any pixel from the train, I'm going to select this layer. I do Control A, select tool, I just like grab it, replace it at the original position, and now my train is selected again. So I do select, modify, expand. So after I select again the tool, I click generative fill, remove, and enter, and let's do its magic. I need to take the one which is the less obvious that there was an object. And now, if I just put the train back, it's perfect. So this layer, I duplicate it just in case. I took this layer and this layer, I put them together. And now I just have 3 layers. The background and the foreground. I want the radial blur bring the eyes exactly here, because this is like the direction the train is coming from. I'll go to filter, blur, radial blur. I select zoom and I select draft. Also, I put the amount really far away, like 70 or even like, because it's like this that I can see I am exactly at the point I want. I need the blur going in this direction, exactly here. Yes. So as you can see, it's going a little bit down and I don't want that. So I just do Control Z and I come back. So I go back to filter, blur, radial blur, and I want it to be a little bit up, and now I am good to go. Yeah, this is the point. So as I am good to go, I go back a last time and I'm going to put it in the best position, and instead of 80 I will go down to 60. Now because I select the best position, it's going to take longer time to process. That's good to me. Now I bring back the train. It's going, the line going to the good direction here. Globally the image is good, but here I can see there is like some artifact that doesn't please my eyes. So what I want to do is to reapply a new radial blur filter on this background. I'm going to reapply the exact same. So radial blur, it's keep in the same position as the previous operation. Zoom, best, 60. Even this one I want to put it 70 because if there is some artifact, I want it smooth it. Okay, and now let's see the result. And here right now I just add this. You can see it's much more pleasant. It really has like clean lines. You see here it's much more cleaner. As you can see, this is a previous image. Another important point right now for me is this red thing. I don't like it. You don't know what is it. It's like too much vivid. So generative fill, remove, and I just check the 3 options. This one or this one is the one which less attracts the eyes to you. Okay, and mostly I want the image be more like this, and I also want to be a little bit more wide. I think like this should be cool, and I'm going to manually come to the area, and when I see it's all look same, so right now I am on the gray wall, it will not need to find information for all the blue and the rail. So just by clicking generative fill right now, he should understand this part is all the same color. Boom. Okay, I think this one is the best. Okay, so here you see there is rail. I don't want the rail be misled by this line. So I'm just going to put what looks same, generally speaking same, and build this part with AI first. And when I will finish with this area. Let's see. This is not that bad. This one is definitely the best. So let's finish with the rail here. AI tools, when you know how to use it, is just allows what is in your brain to exist in few seconds. So I merge all this layer. It's now flattened, and I just feel I should. And now I will do generative expand, because it should be really easier for him to understand what I want with this position. Okay. Okay. So I export it. Usually I call it generative fill 1. I save. So let's do the final tweak. I bring it back a third time on Lightroom. And in the same way I told you earlier, when I arrive, I click auto. And here is exactly the result I want to get. I want to be more clarity, a little bit the haze. Texture is not much need. Shadow, like I say, I love when there is a radial gradient. Maybe the feather is too. Okay, first I invert, and then I check which type of feather I want, because okay, and I'm going to twist it to be in the good position like this, and then I make it. And also what I like to do is like to take off some tack. I want to mask just the background. Sometimes to make it better, I subtract the subject in case there is some line here. You see, it's disappear. You see here, the subject. So I take off the subject, and now it's like much more well highlight. And I want this to be and I really like the background to be so smooth. And now I'm going to do like, again, a little bit vignetting. My favorite. A little bit too much. I want the blue to pop more. I want the yellow to pop more. And now, basically, I am done. I just think this one could be a better position. So I'm going to use the upright tool. On this side, I will just put it as straight as the left line. But here, I will put it in this way. So yeah, I can see I'm going a little bit on the right now. It was really slightly, but this is like what makes a good picture, a good visual, or doesn't make a good visual. So before, after, yeah, for me it's clean right now. I really love it. I like this yellow line. I want to highlight it a little bit. I want it to be more powerful and maybe more yellow. like this. When you do a mask, when I do a masking, as usual, I put too much strength. So I come back here on the amount and I check with 0, I check with 100%, and I always try to go in the middle. Even if it's not what I want, it's what I should do because I played too much the slide. Okay, so final touch is this blue. Amount. Yeah, I'm done. So thank you very much to listen all my process. This is of course heavily processed. I don't tell anybody that this is what you should do. Nobody should do it if it's not what they have in mind about creativity. I'm going to export it and I'm proud of the result. So right now, this is the previous edit I have made 5 years ago. And today my edit is not better, is not less good, it's just different. So actually I'm so satisfied with the result right now. So guys, see you later. Thanks to watching me. Subscribe if you want to see a lot of more video like this, and give a thumbs up if you enjoy to learn the process. Cheers and see you later.